Idiots on Parade podcast.
And we're live everywhere. Hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news, so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevera, stand-up comedian in New York City. While Jake talks for a second, I'm going to check to make sure my furnace is turning off because it's still making a ton of noise. Yeah, it's supposed to be off.
Oh,
there it goes. It's off. All right.
I apologize if you guys can hear my air conditioner. I don't think you can. It's kind of in the room next to me, but I tried doing this with it off, and I would have been completely drenched by the end of this.
It's the humidity here is 5 million %. I played pickleball this morning for several hours. It looked like I got out of the shower. My clothes were just drenched.
Dude, I do not miss that Iowa humidity. It's so much cooler. It's weird. It's warmer in the winter in New York, and it's cooler in the summer. Something about the ocean just kind of equalizes the temperatures a little more. And even though, like, to get from New York City,
Todd says he can't hear us.
He can't hear.
I can hear you.
I can hear
Richard,
you.
can you hear us?
Can you guys hear us?
I can hear Jake. I can hear Jake. Jake can hear me, so it should be going through.
Yeah,
If I can hear Jake and Jake can hear me, then
theoretically that's a stream.
That should mean it's working. Right?
No,
the noises. Oh, you mean our furnaces and shit. All right, gotcha.
He can't hear shit in a good way. He can't hear shit than us, other than us.
You scared me.
We're the only shit on this podcast.
All right, I want to open with an apology really quick. Last week we offended. I'm going to say not a listener because last week I opened with talking about being on vacation in Wisconsin, and I believe I said "fuck you, Canada, for your smoke." And then within 30 seconds said, that's what this Republican politician's doing in Ohio and Trump's doing. They're blaming Canada for fires. When we were on fire, Canada helped us. Heaven forbid we help them. But someone who likes to jump to conclusions left a comment because I said, fuck Canada. Seriously? Okay, I'm a conservative, but damn, the first thing I hear you is fuck you for your fires, Canada. How about big time influencers like yourselves? We're big-time influencers, Jake. Big-time influencers.
I am not a big-time influencer, and I have the shitty bank account to prove
it. Do a little thing like look at the USA wildfire map. We have a ton of fires out west. I can't stomach the stupidity of people who talk and don't think to look up the why and how. Sorry, but this is pathetic. And the comment I left
him is... At least he said sorry. At least, even in their insults, Canadians are still polite and saying sorry. I love it.
I don't know if he was actually a Canadian or if he was just saying whatever. But the whole point is, I want to pull it back up. I love that ending. Let me pull it back. I can't stomach the stupidity of people who talk and don't think to look up the... Hey, you seem to have left a comment going, how dare he say this, when 30 seconds later on a comedy podcast, you missed the point that I said, I'm obviously kidding. Fuck the Republicans who are actively saying that. Oh my God, you got owned by your own stupid comment. I love it. It was like,
it's clearly somebody who listened to the first 10 seconds of the podcast and was like, fuck this. It's probably just going to be these 3 sentences again on a loop for the next 45 minutes. Why bother seeing if they're just fucking around, you know?
I mean, we're actually lucky to be here because after I said fuck Canada, we automatically, I put in the Blame Canada song from South Park. So we should have copyright violations. We should be banned because we stole a copyrighted song. But yeah, welcome to the All Anti-Canada podcast, where Jake and I do nothing but talk about how maple syrup is ruining the world.
Yeah, how about instead of saying sorry for your comment, you say sorry for those goddamn fires you started, guy that left that comment. I know it was you.
Yes. And by the way, American football beats hockey. Take that. Now we're throwing. You
don't want to talk about hockey with this guy. He's already upset about you. Yeah. Gord Howie was overrated. How about that?
Howie Gord. Gordon Howe.
I'll call him what the fuck I want. I'll say his name in whatever order I choose to say. Yeah. Hey. If he was American, I'd get his name right.
One of these iterations will be correct. Gordie Howe.
It's Gordie Howe. Yeah. That's right.
Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Hey, TikTok, if you're actually watching, could you invite more friends? Thanks for the advice, TikTok. Or
Also, I do love that the guy commented like, "You guys are idiots. You're ill-informed. Like idiots in the name of the podcast. You fucking asshole. What do you want? What do you
Idiots
want?
on parade.
Yeah.
D2S.
What am I going to sell out and learn to read? Fuck off.
Make them apologize for curling, pushing a rock across ice with a broom. What's that all about?
That's right.
Trump was right about the
I'll
wildfire,
give
though.
you
In Toronto,
something.
we all fart to the south. Yeah, I mean, okay. Monty Python reference. I fart in your general direction.
Curling. I didn't know that was a Canadian sport. I'll give you Canucks something to grab with two hands and yank across the ice.
Look at Grubbs right here. Back bacon, poutine, mindless indoctrination. That's all it is.
Dude, all right, here's the thing. I love poutine. I know we're like shit talking Canada just because of that one guy up there doesn't like us.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
rest of the country is awesome. Other than that one guy, dude. I go into Montreal. That was one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. It made me wanted to learn French and move my entire family up. I fucking loved it. And I had poutine with Montreal has this smoked beef kind of thing that they do up there, and it's like sort of like a tender roast beefy, fall off the bone kind of slow roast sort of thing that they put on the poutine. I don't remember what they call. I think they just call it like roast or something. I don't know, but people that know Montreal know that. Probably know what I'm talking about. They probably know what it's called. But I had it on some poutine up there. Fucking delicious.
Well, my sister got married in Canada outside Whistler, the Olympic Village. It was fucking beautiful. It was great.
I love it. Montreal's awesome, man.
Maybe
Montreal's
listen
awesome.
to more than 10 seconds of anything before,
Now, granted, with this episode's a little bit different. This episode, you got to listen to the first, 6-7 minutes before we just say we're kidding, we love Canada, and then we start blowing a maple leaf like that. I mean, you got it. It took us a little while this time. To be fair,
yes, a little.
To be fair to anybody, if anybody leaves, fuck
how do you
guys.
Get poutine in Nebraska?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's like there's cheese curds, man. It seems like I think like. More places need to do poutine like in the Midwest, but here's the thing about poutine: you got to get it from like a really good diner where they're making everything from scratch. Because I've had the shitty version of that, and it ain't great. If you just get it from like I don't know, a stand at some park or something like I had one. I don't remember where we were, but it was like it was some kind of vacation spot. It was a tourist spot. And they just had like it's sort of like the zoo. Like we go to the zoo a lot now because we got passes, and it's what you expect. Like it's not that the food's terrible. It's just it's park food. Like what do you want? It costs as much as something from Outback, but it tastes like something that they threw out back in the dumpster. And you get what you get.
Outback itself is not high quality.
No.
Next week, we're going to have a comment. Outback Steakhouse is my favorite steakhouse. How dare you guys? We're going to get an out.
Hey, for corporate chain steakhouse, it's pretty fucking good, dude. Now I haven't been to one in forever. But,
because you're an adult.
Because I'm an adult. Hey, speaking of that, do you know who Curtis Sliwa is? Just kind of to piggyback off this, you're going to find this way.
No, I know Jojo Siwa because I have kids. Because I have a daughter.
Curtis Sliwa is the Republican candidate for mayor. Who has been the Republican candidate for mayor for like decades. He founded that group, the Guardian Angels. I don't know.
Yeah. We've talked about him. We've talked about him a million times.
We've talked about it. So you got to, dude, I love that guy for all the wrong reasons. What you got to do is you got to jump on. I know he puts these on Instagram. A lot of them are him on his radio show because he's got like a radio show. But this dude will like complain that these restaurants are closing that have been there forever in New York. But they're not like neighborhood staples in outer boroughs that have been there forever. Like they're like corporate chain restaurants. Like he was sitting there going, "I'm sitting Shiva for the Red Lobster that's closing in Times Square. What are we gonna do without Red Lobster?" And he did it. I saw that the other day, and then he had it. That was to piggyback off of. He had a 3-parter where he went into the Red Lobster in Times Square and was eating the all you can eat shrimp or whatever. And like I can't believe. They're taking this establishment, this classic New York Red Lobster. Like, dude, he's talking about it like it's Katz's Deli or something. Like, just some like famous New York landmark restaurant. Like, it's a corporate. I saw him do it for a White Castle in Elmhurst, Queens. And I'm like, dude, even as far as fast food goes, a White Castle is damn near inedible, man. I had not had one like growing up because we didn't really have them in Iowa City. You kind of got to go a little more east for that. But I remember that movie, Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. And I remember like, well, I really want to try this place. And then I finally did. I'm like, oh, you need a really good comedy to plug this burger and almost make it up. Like, this is bad. Like, even in terms of fast food, like, I'm not grading it up against Peter Luger Steakhouse here. I'm just grading it against other fast food cheeseburgers. It's fucking terrible. And he's sitting there like, oh, my God. They ain't going to have the White Castle at Elmhurst. It's the first place I ever bought a slider, you know? And I'm like, what? Dude, New York has just the best food from all around the planet. Shows up here. You can not only get a restaurant from any country on the planet, you can go to an entire neighborhood where it's all people that have like grew up in that country, have been cooking that recipe their whole life, and now they're here first generation, making it for you like they used to back in Bucharest or wherever the fuck, and it's goddamn delicious. There's a lot of things about New York that are overrated, that are overpriced, whatever. The food is not one of them. Now there's shitty versions of everything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
You can get a shitty slice of pizza because it's just some place that's using cheap. But like, if you know where to go, you're gonna have the best food. So to have Curtis Sliwa, who's like doing the classic old school New York guy, but like he's pissed off about like fast food place and Red Lobster, dude. If you close your eyes next to that Red Lobster and throw a rock in any direction, it's going to bounce off one or two other restaurants that serve better seafood. You know, it just is. I could not believe it. But yeah, especially like the seafood. I am not bougie when it comes to seafood. I will crush a mountain of filet of fishes right now, dude. I remember dude, I love the filet of fish. It is so goddamn good. Again, I'm not bougie when it comes to seafood. I got the all-you-can-eat shrimp at Red Lobster. Like I didn't mean like shortly after I moved to New York, I went back and I got it with my dad, and my brothers. We all went there. They were like, oh, let's do the all-you-can-eat shrimp. Again, I'll crush a mountain of filet of fishes right now. This was the worst goddamn seafood I've ever had. Like it tasted like bait. It tasted like bait. It tasted like something you should put on a hook to catch actual seafood.
This joke used to be a staple in my set years ago. I had a joke that was, I read in the news that Red Lobster at the time, I don't know if it's true, but I read in the news that Red Lobster donated unused food to domestic abuse shelters. And I said, I mean, think about that. That's horrible. First, some asshole kicks the shit out of you, and then you have to eat Red Lobster. That's just doubling down on punishment. That was the joke.
First, they get beat up on the outside, then they get beat up on the inside.
Exactly. Well, where this all started, I Googled, poutine in Omaha, Dirty Birds, Crescent Moon, Smash Park La Vista. It says right there, a review, try the poutine. So that you get poutine in Omaha.
I just don't like that Canada decided to name it after a Russian dictator. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Ultra wants to know who's up for Sizzler. Does Sizzler exist anymore? Or is that one of those? Like,
I don't know that
brands?
I've never had Sizzler. A lot of you know what's going out, man. A lot of the corporate chain like diner type stuff, like TGI Fridays and stuff. A lot of those are going away.
Yeah, they're barely hanging in. Well, they did. They're all bad. All of them.
Right. Well, you know what though, and I'll say the same thing about fast food, but especially these kind of middle tier. I'll say that like. Stuff like TGI Fridays is kind of in between fast food and like a good mom and pop like diner. Or
I believe it's called fast cash.
Fast cash, yes.
Fast casual.
Cash.
Yeah.
It's a very good term. I've never actually heard that term, but it's perfectly coined, right?
Yeah.
So it used to be when I was growing up, fast food was like super fucking cheap compared to like real food, right? And fast cash was even super cheap compared to like a steakhouse or something, you know? And then even then you got like that, I'll call it the upper sort of crust of that, the Texas Steakhouse, the Outback
Texas
Steakhouse,
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. Those are corporate steakhouses are pretty good. Those ain't going nowhere because those are like above those and you get a decent meal there. You know, it's not Peter Luger's or something, but but it's still really good, still solid, right? But the other stuff, the TGI Fridays, and especially fast food, yeah, you could get like a mountain of food for fairly cheap, and so yeah, it's not great, but who cares? It's super cheap. These guys decided they were fancy at some point, and they're like, oh, I'm going to charge mom and pop restaurant prices, and I'm going to give them chemical slop that I fucking pulled out of a freezer. And hopefully they won't mind. It's like, no. We ate the chemical slop because I was paying like a quarter of what I could for real food. Yeah. When you're charging me real food prices and I'm still going to get that crazy shit virus that's going on, you know, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go to a real steakhouse or something.
Yeah, but that's a nice thing. I mean, the difference. I mean, I'm not going to say that's too stupid, but even Iowa City has. I think I've told you this story. When I moved here, my wife, purebred Iowan, meat, potatoes, never tried ethnic food. I said, I love Thai food. She goes, oh, great. We have two restaurants. There's one. It's downtown. It's kind of sketchy. It's a little dirty. I'm like, we're going there. She's like, no. There's another. They have tablecloths. They have cloth napkins. They wrap the silverware. We're going there. I'm like, no, you want to go to the one that's a little. And so we went to the tablecloths, and when we were done, we're like, it was fine. She's like, that's Thai food. I'm like, no, that's like fancy Thai. Can we go to the one downtown? Thai flavor, and that's where we've gone ever since, because it's like, you want the place that's like, oh, you know, we've handed this down a generation or two. Why is my phone ringing? I have it on silent. Anyway, I'm not going to answer, but at least it didn't knock us off live. But the whole point is, yeah, you want to go to the place that is not like hoity-toity, like, oh, you know, we have the Thai. Some
of the hoity-toity places, they live up to the legend, though. I mean,
when it's especially out here, like Ruth Chris or something. Yeah, you can get a hoity-toity, but I'm saying when you get like Indian food or Thai food or Mexican, you don't want to go to a fancy chain Mexican. You want to go to the family-owned one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That said, I will say, have you ever seen that show? I believe they call it Top Chef on HBO. It's not.
I've not watched it, but I'm familiar.
No, not Top Chef. Chef's Table. Chef's Table.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, that one. Did you ever see Jiro Dreams of Sushi?
No, I hate all things fish, so I would never watch anything.
Well, chefs, that was the Jiro one was about a guy.
There's a blast from the past.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know that I remember seeing them. I don't know that I ever actually went to one.
But I don't think I went to one. That's the chain Mexican we're talking about. Chi-Chi's.
So, dude, Jiro Dreams of Sushi, real quick, was just like it's actually really good. It was like a really famous sushi place in Japan, where the guy's like 80 something years old and makes it all by hand and has been doing it his whole life. And anyway, so it was a whole documentary about that guy. It was just really beautifully done. And then the same guy that made that did one called Chef's Table, where each episode, it's on Netflix. It's like a different hour about a different chef or whatever. And it was cool. You know what I mean? Like some of it felt a little like, oh, they sort of did this before. But one of them was a Mexican chef who went to France and, did the full on culinary school thing and worked in fancy French, like Michelin star restaurant, was like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do Mexican food, but like that. And he opened up one in Mexican City. I'm so fucking dumb. Mexican City, the capital. It's the capital of Mexican. But no, he opened one in Mexico City. That was his first one. And then he made another one in New York. It's called Cosme, I believe. And dude, fucking woo! I went there maybe like 10 years ago. My wife took me there for my birthday because they'll do episodes about people all around the world too. And I'm like, oh, but some of them are like legit restaurants in New York. Like I went to and they ain't all like fancy. Like one was just a ramen restaurant. And I went there. It's great. Best ramen I ever had, it's expensive for ramen. It's like 20 something bucks, but like, you're not going broke eating it.
I will never eat ramen again. I have not eaten ramen. I can't. I should have the date marked, but I don't. But I ate ramen so much in college that I remember the day, because you're broke. You're buying ramen by the bulk, and I remember the day I cooked it up. But it doesn't matter. It's just the experience of, I took a bite and I'm like, I'm never eating this again. Like I don't care if it's top shelf. It just when you said Mexican City, I actually have the screenshot saved. because it's my favorite thing I've ever seen. When Fox News ran the chyron, Trump cuts U.S. aid to 3 Mexican countries. And it
That's
was like
amazing.
Guatemala, Honduras, and
But they all speak Mexican in them countries. What the
right? That will
guy?
be my
News.
favorite Fox News thing. Trump cuts aid to 3 Mexican countries. I love that.
Oh, but dude, we must have dropped probably like $300 on dinner at Cosme. I mean, we were drinking like fishes too. That was a good solid third of it. But dude, I'm telling you, it was so goddamn good.
I have our AI summary on TikTok, a random chat about restaurant food from poutine to Thai. So there you go. That's our. Ramen was 10 for $1 when I was in college. Lived on Hungry Hours I never got Hungry Hours. I've never tried it.
I don't know if they have stuff in, not to sound fancy, but I don't know if they have like top shelf ramen restaurants in Iowa City. Like maybe
we don't. There's no.
Yeah, no, these are not like you will not.
It's just a word. I have a. I know what you mean. By the word from college.
As was I. When you go and get it from one of these places, you're like, oh, this is a fancy bowl of soup that has like a different type of noodle it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
It's basically like pho or something like that. It's a really fancy Asian soup with like, it'll have like dumplings in it. It'll have like slices of pork. You know what I mean? It'll shrimp, all kinds of stuff, like the egg that's soft cooked. So it's like all kinds of stuff. There's veggies in it. It's a whole different thing, man. It's really like a fancy soup from scratch that just has some thin noodles in it. It's nothing like that shit that comes out of the package. Nothing.
I've been. Let's get to some news, but I've been into poaching eggs recently. I got on a kick on poaching eggs, so that's where I'm at.
You just swirl the water and then you just drop it in
and then you put it in the center so that
it
wraps the egg white around the
You put a little bit of vinegar in there and then give it a little swirl. Yeah.
I use our mixer, our little like the whisk that people use for foam, and like I do that. I get it in hot water, get it really whirlpooling, and then boop, eggs go right in the middle.
Yeah, no, it's a super easy way to do it. A lot of people get intimidated, and you'll probably fuck it up the first couple times. Once you kind of get your method down, you're like, oh, this is easy.
All right, let's jump into a few news stories. First one is my favorite right off the bat because this is a story I had to ask AI. I linked AI to the story, Gemini. I believe I used Google's AI. I'm like, hey, there's an entire story about outrage, but what the fuck happened? And AI came back like, oh, yeah, you're right. This story. So India's education minister resigns after days of cockroach youth protests over exam paper leaks. Now, just quickly.
Cockroach Youth, my favorite band from the 90s. It was a smash up of Papa Roach and Sonic Youth. It was one of those superstar collective bands,
That is. The cockroach is just like a protest party anarchist. But so the whole article is about this education minister resigning and protests and everybody's angry. But I'm like reading the article going, what the fuck happened? And so what I was told is apparently medical school in India is very hard to get into and everybody wants to be a doctor. And so the study for exams, and this time around apparently kind of like a play on the Lori Loughlin bribery to get in. The exam leaked. Rich people buy the exam in advance so they knew the questions, and anybody that's below rich actually stayed their ass off. So that is the whole story. Oh my God, can you believe this happened? Without saying what happened. It's like, at least if you're going to talk about protests and resigns, people maybe put in your story, oh, here's a briefing, here's a bullet point, this happened, here's the aftermath. This whole fucking story is bad reporting on the aftermath with one sentence that says, because of the leak. Well, what about the leak? This is what shitty reporting is. So I love this story because it talked about everyone's worked up, but without actually giving us any information. So that was good.
I'm
glitching.
Oh, you were. You're better now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to jump in because I figured it was on delay and it would just kind of fuck it up more. But it was glitching enough, but I could. Yeah, you got remixed in real time. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I kind of gathered everything that was happening, but yeah, it was written like almost for somebody that already was following the story,
Yes.
And but I did find it a little confusing, but I was still able to gather most of it,
I'm always gathering that they're angry, but it's all like, if you're good at, it's like opening to chapter 3 in any book. I mean, but with a book
it was a little Reservoir Dogsy. You know what I mean? You had to kind of work backwards. They described the jewelry heist without really showing you the thing. It did sort of have that feel.
It did.
And they cut the fella's ear off.
Wait, did they cut someone's ear off? No. I was going to say, you're doing a Reservoir reference. Yeah, my bad.
It was a shitty Reservoir Dogs joke.
No, it worked. I just missed it.
Yeah. That was
USA Today changes controversial Caitlin Clark column, but still leaves questions. Without going into detail, this one was pretty straightforward. A USA Today column by Nancy Armour about Caitlin Clark embellishing contact fouls and trying to work WNBA officials for the sports world took the sports world by storm this week, and not in a good way, because it suggested that Clark flopping, which everybody flops, is potentially responsible for racist violence by white nationalists in her fan base. The author even went so far as to link Caitlin Clark's flopping to the lynching of Emmett Till in an astonishing paragraph. So LeBron is the biggest flopper in the world outside of those assholes in the World Cup who, if a gust of wind hit them, they fell down. And I think I told you my favorite one was when that guy got a second yellow card for flopping. So they are saying that Caitlin Clark flopping is emboldening white nationalists. I mean, talk about connecting dots. That's just a thing of beauty.
Well, see, here's the thing. Apparently Facebook and a lot of my algorithm has decided that I care about Caitlin Clark getting fouled a lot. And I have to tell you, I kind of don't, man. I don't watch a ton of basketball in general, especially the WNBA. That's not the
I watch the NBA finals.
Sports.
That's it.
Yeah, right. And so I'm like, what is this? So I will say that a lot of people have very strong opinions on Caitlin Clark getting fouled. I disagree with every strong opinion, no matter what it is. Yes. I kind of don't give a fuck. Hey, she got fouled. This is crazy. Can you believe they're doing that? They're pissed off because she's white. It's like, well, if only there was referees. I think that's what they're for, right, Fox News? We don't necessarily. You're not the refs, too?
It goes both ways. She got fouled, but also I've seen some clips. She gets legit fouled. She gets hit. But like anyone, she gets touched, and she does sometimes act. Everyone acts. Every single person. She acts less than most, but
they do that shit in basketball all the time. People flop all the time. People throw flagrant fouls all the time. Okay, so you have two polar opposite sides on this one that almost kind of horseshoe around, and they're both sort of the same kind of crazy, but just different sides of the coin, right?
Yeah.
For one thing, I have legit seen on Fox News a bunch of coverage of Caitlin Clark getting fouled, and it's like, wow. You guys seem to be spending a lot of time on women's basketball, Jesse Waters? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this? You wouldn't give a shit about this if she wasn't white or they weren't black.
Yes.
If you don't believe me, how much time did you devote to Jordan getting damn near curb stomped every time he played the Pistons in the 90s? Oh, they used to fuck up Jordan, It's like, some of those fouls are pretty bad. You know what I mean? And she should be upset about it. There should probably be people getting kicked out of the game for some of these. Sure.
Did you see the gasoline that just got thrown on this fire?
No.
Oh, this went viral yesterday. I don't know the logistics behind it. There was a meet and greet, there was something, but she was at an event and Obama was at the event, and Obama literally saw her, was like, "Hey, Caitlin," and crossed the room to shake her hand and say, "You're a baller, keep playing, keep doing what you do." That is going to, it is like,
oh yeah.
that's going to, like, anybody that has an opinion and anger, him just supporting her is going to blow it up even more and make people entrenched. And it was great. We got comments over here. Mega is pointing out, spending time, have you seen Sophie Cunningham? Sophie Cunningham popped up in my TikTok feed. I'm just scrolling and I see this beautiful woman doing sort of a dance. And I'm like, oh, she's beautiful. I'll watch this. And then when it ended, I like looked, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. So she does these little TikToks and she's very attractive. I don't follow her, but yeah, I know who she is.
She's
and he pointed out it right here. She is fucking Caitlin's defender. She gets in there and is like, you touch Caitlin, I'm fucking
I thought that's who
you.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I don't follow it that close, right? So you have two different factions. You have the Fox News faction that, there is probably a decent amount of racism in there. They're at least trying to fucking, I don't know, maybe hint at starting a race war using women's basketball as the conduit, which is it's a weird strategy there. And then you have the other side, which, hey, I think there's a decent point to be made about shining a light on the over coverage of Caitlin Clark getting fouled. That, it does kind of bleed into racism and it does inspire some racist shit online. That said, on that same side of the aisle, you have people that I think are a little upset about the fact that you have a lady who's killing it in basketball and uses a lot of sunblock at the beach, if you catch my drift. And that's kind of what they're upset about. I'm sorry, but if you and this goes to the Fox News crowd that feel the need to white knight Caitlin Clark, which, hey man, I think she's good. I don't think we need to white knight the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. I think she's got it covered. I think her and what's her name, Stacy, the other one is Sophie
Angel
Cunningham.
Reese.
Yeah, no, Sophie Cunningham.
Oh,
I think they've got this covered. I think let them have it. Yeah. Let them deal with this on the court. That's also what referees are for and stuff like that. You don't need to fucking white knight her. But then on the other hand, like, hey, if you reverse the races of the women involved, all the people on both sides that want to blame Caitlin Clark for racist shit online and or B seem a little too excited about the fact that a white chick is doing good in basketball. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, how come that
not just basketball, women's basketball, which I will guarantee you they did not fucking watch before she showed up, and now they're all in and passionate on her. Yeah.
Hey, how come the foam Indiana finger seems to have all the fingers up and is kind of doing a Roman salute? What the hell's going on with that? Can't this just be about basketball? What is it? So, I mean, if you reversed and with whoever wrote this article talking about, it's invoking Emmett Till and all this stuff, talking about, Caitlin Clark, you're right. If it comes out that Caitlin Clark was one of the men responsible for Emmett Till, she should be prosecuted. You know what I mean? If I would tell you right now, I will be the first to admit, if we find out that she is a time traveler, if she's a guy who's like, all right, now that we killed that kid, I'm going to jump in this time machine and go trans and start women's basketball. That'll really piss him off.
Sophie just got in not hot water, but made news. Sophie said, look, I don't think you should have men playing women's sports. You got to protect little girls. She made keep trans women out, and so that sort of blew her up a little bit. But to her credit, she stood by it. She said, look, I said what I said. Fuck you. I'm just trying to protect little girls. So she
right, yeah, and I mean so either way, I'm saying, like, this would not be a thing to this level if there wasn't the racist racial element, and if you reverse the races involved, both sides would have the exact opposite opinions of this.
Yes,
exact opposite.
And there is, Mega's pointing out, there is the fact that they are both straight in a league that is a dominant other, and that it doesn't play into it as much. But the some of the women doing the hitting are
yeah. I mean,
it's like a little, but it's in there.
I think probably there are probably some that are a little irked that a white girl's killing it, but for the most part, I think they're irked that
not just white, but if you want to stick to gay, the one that got arrested in Russia, is big time against Caitlin.
Griner.
Griner is. I'm
a little more on Griner's side. Hey, guys, I'm I'm 6'9", and I went to a fucking Russian gulag. You still won't memorize what team I play for? Fuck you, American public. I would be a little more. I get it on her side, you know. They
should let a few what team Griner plays for. I don't know what team anyone plays for. Angel Reese got traded. I don't know what team she played for before she got traded. I don't know what team she plays for now, but I know she got traded. But yeah, the only two players I know are Sophie and Caitlin playing for the Indiana.
Right.
Team.
But what I was saying was what I think is even more than like the sexuality thing or the racial thing is just the fact that she's a really famous basketball player like the league has never seen, just like Michael Jordan in the 90s. So, you know, when he went and played the rougher teams like, you know, the Pistons in Detroit, he'd eat some fucking elbows, man. They'd be like, all right, hey, this guy's really good at getting the ball in the basket. We're a really physically aggressive team. Let's really fucking hammer them and make that hard to do. And so you're going to see that. And some of these are going to be really flagrant fouls. And if the refs aren't doing their job, that's another thing. But I just think like the people writing the anti-Caitlin Clark articles, I agree with a lot of the sentiment you have. There is a lot of racist shit getting fucking tied into this, but it's being done by the media, not Caitlin Clark. She's doing her job. And hey, lady who doesn't like Caitlin Clark and wants to compare this whole thing to the civil rights movement or something, she's getting fouled by black women, not the other way around. You know what I mean? Like if it was the other way around, all these civil rights terms that we'd be getting thrown around then. So it's both sides that are really, really into the Caitlin Clark fouls. I adamantly disagree with, and I would put money that if we lived in an alternate universe where we did a double negative and reversed the races involved, you'd have the exact opposite opinions.
Yeah. All right, we got time for one more story, and then I actually have to run. My kids are at Grandma's house, and I have to get them. So I want to choose this story right here. Courtney Stodden has one request for Jason Alexander after his sketch apology. If you don't know, apparently in 2012, Jason Alexander and Courtney Stodden and her like 60-year-old husband at the time, when she was 16 or 17, whatever, she married that guy. They did a comedy sketch, and he rubbed a phone on her boobs and said, "Oh, you get no signal up here, but these boobs." It was inappropriate. And she called him out on Instagram, like, "Hey, when I was 17, this adult put me in this situation that was inappropriate. I didn't realize it then. I do now." And Alexander apologized. He said, "You know what? I that is wrong. Looking back on it now, that's right." And she said, and when I read the headline, the clickbait, Courtney Stodden has one request for Jason Alexander after a sketch apology. I'm like, well, I mean, he apologized. What do you want him to do? Go back in time? But reading the article, I'm on her side.
It's a little clickbaity. It makes it seem like she's pissed off or whatever.
It's clickbaity, but she's like, she would like Jason Alexander she wants to urge him to support AB 1267, a California bill that would effectively ban child marriage by setting the legal minimum age to wed at 18. He also suggested he donate to Unchained Last, the only U.S. nonprofit dedicated to ending child marriage. Both reasonable. Why not? It's really frightening to me. There is no minimum age for. We have talked about this on this podcast a lot. And she is a direct, like, she was 16. How old was this guy when he married her?
Right. Because you know what's way more inappropriate than rubbing a phone on a lady's tit during a sketch, which, you know, not saying that's great if she's 16, making that same 16-year-old your child bride in California because that's legal apparently.
Yes, that's exactly
crazy. That's such a bigger deal, man.
So I'm Googling right now. God, I Googled, see, I can find that. What age?
And I'm not saying there can't be like windows, like if you're 19 and marry a 17-year-old, obviously that's not the same as a 35-year-old doing it. But, I don't know. Same yearbook, I'd say. You know, just a 4-year little thing.
Right. No, she was 16 and he was 51. He was 51 marrying a. So she has absolutely every right to speak out and say, we need to pass this bill. what is mentally wrong with him? What is damaged inside his head that makes him say, as a 51-year-old man, I'm attracted to this teenager? Not just physically, but like mentally, emotionally. What about so again, the title is clickbaity, what she wants him to do, but
states, man. It's crazy, especially with all this talk. You mentioned, I didn't really comment on it, but you mentioned something about that the other lady on the Heat, Sophie, was it Cunningham?
Yeah.
Where she had said something about we need to protect girls and trans women in sports and all. It's like, hey, anybody yelling about the 3 trans women that play sports in women's league? How about the child rights? Can we what do you? I mean, if that's legal in your state, I don't give a shit about your opinions about trans women in sports. Let's work big to small on this one.
I agree with Mega here. I would say 35, but 18 is acceptable because I apologize for what I'm about to say, but again, my TikTok feed, I stumble across these people that do these crap things with their spouse. They catch them on Tinder and then they film them saying, hey, I caught you cheating on me, and they're all in their 20s. Most people that get married in their 20s fuck it up. It's your starter marriage. You got to get some life experience under your belt and then get married. Yes, so he's making a joke saying, no one under 35 should get married. But yeah, you want to live a little.
Right. Yeah.
Vinton County, Ohio case. Oh boy. I'm sure there's something going on there, but yeah. But yeah, the fact that it's not a federal law, the fact that states' rights, you can get married at 16 when it should be just a federal law. Like, hey, you know what? 21 to buy cigarettes, 18 to go into the military, 16-year-old did it to get married. It fucking weird.
Right.
Fucking weird.
I think everything should be one age, man. I think 18. Whatever age you can sign a mortgage or do porn or join the military. Guess what? You also get
you can buy a beer and buy a pack of smokes too.
Yeah. It's got to be what it is, man. I know it feels for some of this stuff like arbitrary, but it's not, man. It's like if you're gonna allow the exploitive stuff at a certain age, you got to give them the rights too.
Yeah.
If you're gonna allow them to voluntarily be potentially exploited. But by that, I mean, porn. I mean, the military. I mean, it was just the military loans, taking out mortgages, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, back in my day, the big thing was college kids signing up for predatory credit cards and not realizing oh, you have a 37% interest rate on this credit card. So that was a big one. But the military, the only thing I can say about that is there are so many people that use that as an escape route when they're in a dead, small, rural town and have no future. And at 18, they use it to get out. So yeah, if you're gonna use that, then yeah, like you just said, then it's 18 for everything or 21 for everything. Right. I think they keep the military at 18 because they know that's when people.
Yeah. Are 21-year-olds too smart to go fucking die for Donald Trump to make $1 trillion off oil? Is that what that's normally the 18-year-olds that are dumb enough to do that?
That might be what it is.
And hey, I say that as somebody that was dumb enough to do that with the last little Middle East fun time we had over there.
Yeah. Someone that's been fun places.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna, it should all be one age. And look, if a 16-year-old can marry a 55-year-old in your state, they can buy a fucking drink too. That has to be. I'm sorry. If I can marry a 55-year-old man, I should be. Oh, but she could really hurt herself with that Bud Light. Like, no, stop it.
The Bud Light would have made her gay or trans. I mean, maybe not now. Maybe they changed the formula. But for a few years, Bud Light did make you gay or trans or whatever it was.
I guess it depends on when the can was brewed. You're right. Yeah. You got to check the bottom of that thing.
All right, we have been the Idiots on Parade podcast, and like I said, I got a little timestamp on this, but we hit our time. I have been Nathan Timmel. You can find all things me at nathantimmel.com. My comedy special, Unapologetic, is on YouTube. My books on my Amazon store, my merch store, everything is at nathantimmel.com. Jake, you can find his status updates and photos and social media presence at Jake Vevera, Vevera, on all social media. And again, we got the next few weeks where Sunday we're back to our normal schedule.
Yeah.
family
Dave, you're
vacations are out of the way, and then when it comes to the
I
NFL season,
might have to do a different one
earlier.
next week. I might have to do a different one next week or the week after. I got to check.
Okay, well, I'll post it on my YouTube. When we change the time, I post it. All right, be good, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Nice seeing all your happy faces and comments. Seacrest out of the closet.
I don't watch Pornhub anymore. I mostly jack off to videos of Caitlin Clark getting fouled really hard. Hit her again, Angel. Hit her again.